Hello, my name is Rocket, and welcome back to episode 12 of my Tiny Guardians 100% playthrough. So last episode we did the Cinder Fury in the hard difficulty, both the story and the challenge mode, and today we're going to move on to the Helix Outpost. But before that, let's get into our upgrades of today. We're going to be running something like this. So, very similar to our strategy since we began this kind of area. So, began with the Ashen Grounds with this area, and since then we have been using something like this, and it just works really well. So why not keep it up? Let's see if we have some new enemies that we haven't spoken about. No, we do not. Our achievements are good, right? Our tavern is good, so I think we are ready to move on. Let's get into the Helix Outpost. So Lunali finally reaches the outpost, only to see that it is under attack. She decides to help defend the outpost, hoping the guards would have some information about her master's whereabouts. Alright, with that, I think we are ready. It is on hard difficulty, so let's go. Alright, so the Helix Outpost is actually a very weird level for a few reasons. The most obvious one is that you have people helping you, which is, something new. You need to be running the same team as before. So the Berserker and Paladin for frontline, the Cleric to heal them, the Wizard for AoE, the Assassin to help us on backline enemies. And like the Helix Outpost description said, you're going to be helping the Helix guard, so from this area over here, to protect it because it is under attack by all these enemies. And it's a little bit weird having people helping us, right? Something else that'll be weird is the boss, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So for now, let's call upon our Berserker. I'm going to put him over there, our Paladin, and our Wizard. Let's begin. Something else very interesting is that I actually think this level is better if you have 6 units instead of 5. So as you can see, this actually is a very nice start, because the game lets you know that the Helix guard is not against you by, having one of the enemies defeated and then him walking towards you in a non-violent way. So I think it's very nice that the game did that, so you can, even if you don't read the description, then I'm sure at least one person that played this game didn't do it, you actually understand that the Helix guards are in the same team as you. But like I was saying, I think this is one of the few levels where I believe having 6 units is better than 5, because you're going to be fighting a lot of enemies, so there's going to be a lot of waves, and having an extra guardian can help you very much. So I'm going to be getting another wizard. That's my plan, so it can be very helpful. It is doable with 5 guardians, but I in my personal opinion, I actually think this is one of the levels having 6 guardians is probably the best. Okay, now that's just me personally. I did it with 5 and I trained it before recording, but I do think 6 could actually be a lot more helpful. Obviously, if you have 5 guardians, you have more upgrades, but having extra guardian can be helpful in some situations, and I personally think this is one of them. So you're seeing a lot of the same enemies we've been seeing so far, and I've been just building the same team as before. So the Berserker and the Paladin as a frontline, and the Berserker also helps with AoE. You have the Cleric to heal most of them, and the Wizard for AoE damage, especially since all of these enemies usually have a majority of physical armor instead of magical. But this one, the Burguk Fighter actually has low on both, and we're doing just fine right now. I've been talking my way through most of it, just kind of playing on autopilot, but I'll make sure that I pay a little bit more attention on what's happening. So just keeping the strategy going. Something I've been doing along the way is actually trapping the places I go to, because it's kind of obvious where the waves are coming from. So, you know, you have 3 sides, and you want to keep all of them pretty well protected. And we have a new enemy here. We have the Maglum. So if you remember the Murky and the Multi, I think, this enemy has the same ability. So they do splash damage, and they have a medium magical defense, if I remember correctly. So, you know, this is a good enemy for your assassins to take care of, because your assassin obviously is a very good duelist on 1v1s, and these Maglums are usually very slow, so you can actually get your assassin, or, you know, the dancer or whatever stealth guardian you're using, to take care of these units, especially since they do physical range damage usually, and they have a medium magical defense. So I think the assassin in this case in particular is going to be the best one to take care of these Maglums. Also very good against you know, these the healers and the ranged enemies you'll be finding, but, you know, also very good against the Maglum. So what is more dangerous than lava? Lava clumps with a mind of their own. So very good. And I actually want to heal my team. They're kind of just staying there. There we go. So they do splash damage. For now, there's only 1 wave coming, so I can put all my units fighting them. But obviously, when we're gonna have a lot of waves coming, I want the assassin in particular to take care of these lava enemies, the Maglum. I already have some enemies here waiting for us. They didn't trigger the trap, which is kind of weird, but sure. I'm gonna heal my squad again. We have the Helix guard helping us. We also have these ones over here throwing spears, so very helpful. And we're moving on through the level. My formation was kind of bad. I could have done that a lot better. I'm gonna tramp over here for these 4 Maglums. And why are they? Come on, move. I'm gonna keep my paladin over there and the berserker over here. And I think I have 6 units right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th I'm gonna summon another wizard. Yes, all right. So very good. The second wizard is to help us with the AoE damage, because there's a lot of enemies. As you can see, there's a lot of waves, and there's going to be more, so, you know, that extra fireball can be very helpful. I'm going to start by leveling up a wizard. Let's do it. So now we have that fireball ability, which can help us very much. And I think for now we're doing just fine. A bit slumpy with the guardian setup, but, you know, that's because I'm talking and never shut up. But hopefully the information I'm putting out is actually helpful in any way. Alright, I think I want to level up my other magician to level 2, so 1 star. Very good. And I'm going to be tramping this way, I believe. I think that's the best. We're actually going to be star falling this wave over here. It's very scary. So boom. Also going to be healing my full team. There we go. I think we're doing just fine then. So obviously having a 6th unit costs us a lot of mana, and, you know, you also have to summon the wizard, which costs 180. So obviously it slows down our upgrades, but I think it is actually very helpful. I want it like that. Alright, sure, that looks fine. So let's make the assassin attack this unit over here. I'm gonna level up the cleric next, so she can make sure everyone stays alive, which is very important. And we're doing just fine. So next we're going to be leveling up the berserker, so it can help us a little bit with the AoE output. And I want the wizard to take care of this one before he sets off the trap. Very nice. I'm going to be leveling up the berserker now, so it can help us with the AoE. We already have a nice AoE now. We have the berserker. Oh, it set off the trap because I was talking. My god. So, oh, can I trap this? This way would be a pretty good trap. Ooh, that's very good. So, yeah, nice. So like I was saying, we already have a nice AoE output. We have the berserker and 2 wizards. So now just keeping everyone alive with a nice front line, and the assassin take care of the back line is just a very good strategy. And we're doing just fine because of it. So you know, a very interesting level, a new setup kind. We have an interesting setup. We also have people helping us, which is weird. We're using 6 units, and the boss is a little bit sad, but I'll get into that in just a little bit. So we're going to be leveling up the assassin as our final level 2, so 1-star upgrade. And we're going to be rotating a little bit. Very nice. We're going to be attacking these enemies. Right, now we're going to be receiving three waves. So we're going to be receiving the Meglems from this side. We're going to be receiving the Smogger from this side. And we're going to be receiving the remaining enemies from this side. So I suggest that you put traps on this side of the level. So as you can see, we have the Helix 4 already coming, but we're going to be finding a lot of Meglems coming from this side, a lot of Smoggers. So yeah, said correctly. You remember your name. That's crazy. From this side, and then all of the other enemies will come from this side, I believe. So you know, it's better to keep a nice enemies from that side. So I actually want to keep the wizards attacking all of these enemies, while the assassin takes care of these enemies over here. I don't want them in the front line though. We really need our frontline members to kind of go over here. So I'm gonna push the berserker. I'm going to be leveling up the wizard, right? The wizard sounds pretty good to me. Very nice. I'm going to be leveling up the other wizard. Why can I never see words? Where are you going, assassin? Why is my paladin doing nothing? My paladin is taking a vacation in the middle of one of the biggest fights. Come on. Alright. So this sounds like a very scary wave, so I'll starfall it if necessary. I think it's fine though. The assassin really wants to get some action. But we really need him to take care of the Meglems. So we're gonna level up the cleric again. Make sure he keeps everyone safe. Alright. We have a very scary wave over here. We have a very scary wave coming from a lot of sides, actually. So I'm gonna trigger that and starfall that one. This one looks the most threatening to me, so boom. They can actually take care of the Meglems a lot better with the AoE from the Berserker, so hopefully the Berserker uses his ability, just one-shots all of the Meglems. Going to be, yeah, there we go, look at him just one-shotting every single one. And now we're going to be upgrading our assassin. So as you can see, the music changed. That's because you have a new boss enemy. You have the General Novak. But for now, I just really want to remove the other enemies from here, and I'll get into the boss. I think it's a little bit sad because I want to show you the most efficient way to take him down, and you know, there's a very easy way to do it. So the General Novak actually can be very devastating, but after we end up taking every enemy out, as you can see, we can abuse this system where you just keep moving the target, the guardian he's trying to attack, and he will never attack anyone, and you just beat him because he's too slow to do anything else. And this makes it the easiest enemy ever. He's even slower than the Stinger, so I think the Stinger still, you know, did some damage to us when we did face him, but you know, General Novak is just a very slow enemy which does absolutely nothing if we keep doing this. And you know, this is the efficient way to beat him, especially, you know, if you don't want to have some trouble and maybe lose your 3 stars. You can just do this, and I'm actually going to be leveling up the wizard to level 4 so you can output more damage. You can get rid of him in an easier fashion. And yeah, this is how you beat the General Novak, the boss of this area. A bit sad, right? I think Korechi could have done a better job identifying that this could be an exploit, and you know, make it so this doesn't happen and he has some other type of attack. But yeah, if you do this properly, he will never do an attack, and this is how you beat this level officially. I want to do it this way um, which is kind of the boring way to so you can understand that this actually works. And I think by now you understand that it does. But yeah, we just keep doing this until our wizards and a little bit of our assassin take care of him, and just keep changing. And we should be almost defeating him. And there we go. So we have General Novak, one of the 5 Morgic generals. Novak is the general of the North and commander of the fighters. Novak has a fearsome spinning attack, but becomes dizzy after using it. So if you get too close to him, he will either scream at you and stun every guardian close to him, or he will do the fearsome spinning attack, which can be very, threatening and does a lot of damage. You can also kind of jump to a certain location with the red indication where he's going to go, and it does a lot of damage. So but you can actually just take him down that way and defeat him. So with that, we have the 3 stars in the Helix Outpost level. So very good. We help the Helix guards defend the border. So very nice. Major spotting traps. Alright, but yeah, there we go. The Helix Outpost. Oh my god. The Helix Outpost hard difficulty level. Yeah. Alright. I had to say something to mess it up. I always do. So with that, we have done it. The story mode in the hard difficulty. And now we have to go and do the challenge mode. So there we go. We have the challenge mode. So the revive no stealth units and upgrades maximum of level 4. So very good. I'm going to be resetting that, and let's upgrade our units to level 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3. Alright. Now we have a new quest. So we have the Helix Outpost in easy mode, and by doing it in hard mode we gain extra 3. So that's 5 coins just from this level. So we can actually buy the dancer now if we wanted to. And we don't have any new achievements. We do have a new enemy. Does it appear? Yes, it does. We have the General Novak, which is a boss. It has 6,000 HP. It does 60 to 80 physical melee damage. Has a low magical defense. So physical damage guardians do best. So things like the archer, the berserker, the rogue, the assassin, and the dancer do best. I mean, they have a normal attack speed. With that, I think they're ready to go to the challenge mode. So we can't use stealth units. Alright, so they do give us a rogue, which isn't that helpful because, the rogue, these initial characters that we get into the start of the game are kind of being, having their stats aren't as good as the game goes on as the other guardians, but it's still better than giving us nothing, right? So we have a rogue, which can help us do a similar job as the assassin. I'm going to be running a berserker, a paladin, an archer, a cleric, and a wizard. So the archer will help us at the end while we're trying to defeat the boss, because it has a low magical defense. So you can use something like the archer and level it up a ton of times, and attacks really fast, and maybe with that you can take care of him a little bit faster. So the General Novak boss. And other than that, we're going to be running the exact same team, but instead of the assassin, we'll be using the rogue that the game gives us. So we have the rogue over here. So a different design. They usually do that when they give us these characters. We have the rogue. I'm going to be summoning a paladin, a wizard. I'm going to get a new slot. I'm going to be summoning the berserker. So we already have 4 units. Very good. And I think with that we are ready to begin. And I'm going to be putting a trap over to this side. I'm not really sure if it's the same as the story mode, but just in case it is, that can help us a lot. So, you know, I already have a lot of enemies. I want the rogue to maybe try and take care of some of these Magelans. Obviously not as strong as the assassin in that regard, but they can probably handle one of them. I'm going to be healing these units over here. They're taking a ton of damage. And I think the berserker can do fine, right? Yeah, he can do fine. Very good. And when you want another space, we can summon ourselves a cleric to heal our entire crew. You know, the rogue is actually took care of like 2 Megalons, so very good. He's doing his job, or doing the best he can. Very good. We really need to heal our crew over here. Very nice. We're going to summon a cleric over here, so maybe you can help us take care of these healers. Obviously, very annoying. And while that happens, our magician is just trying to free it. Very good. I'm going to be trapping over there again. And the rogue is still actually defeating very important units, so thank you, rogue. Yeah, we want another slot, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want another magician, so you know, very similar strategy as the story mode, but except the assassin or the rogue, because we can't use stealth units and they give us a rogue to use. That's alright. We are going to be putting our rogue a little bit over there while these healers come up, and we're gonna do that so the rogue focuses them. And kind of want to heal all 3 characters. I'm at the tip. I missed everyone. Wow, that was the worst regen ever. I'm gonna starfall that. That's a really good starfall. And look at our paladin. He's tanking a lot of enemies. I need to be summoning my magician over here, so maybe he can help take care of these 3. Very good. And you know, doesn't really matter that Lunali is attacked here because we don't have a star bar. So it is just fine if she loses a bit of HP. I don't mind. Maybe she does, but we need to be putting all my 7 units over here so I can heal them up. Very good. And now we can start upgrading the wizard. So a little bit more mana. There we go. And follow a similar path. We're going wizard, cleric, berserker, rogue, and paladin. I think that's pretty nice, and I think we're doing just fine. And you know, this area is a little bit shorter, so I think the initial area, which was the green forest, had like 4 levels. Then the fracture forest had 5, so the purple forest, and now this area has 3. So I think, right? You had the ashen grounds. We had the fiery, or something about, I don't really remember the name. What was it? I don't remember. But we have the previous level, and we have this one, so the Helix Outpost. Maybe I'm wrong? I think I'm just miscounting, but I think we had 3 levels only in this area. So, you know, a little bit shorter than I would like to. You know, I think it's a very cool area as well. But, yeah. After every boss, we usually move on to a new area, so we'll see what new area we move on to in just a little bit. But for now, we're going to be leveling up our berserker to help us out on AoE damage and become a bit healthier to help us out on the frontline department as well. And we're going to level up the rogue. Maybe you can take care of the Maglums a little bit better that way. Alright, everything is going according to plan. Very smooth. Maybe a little bit more trouble with the Maglums because we don't have the assassin doing that extra DPS, but I think it's fine. So we're going to be leveling up the cleric now. Help us out with the healing of every unit. And I really don't want my wizards to be focusing any of these Maglums because they do have magical defense. I really want them to be helping out against... I'm actually gonna starfall them. And gonna level up the paladin as a final upgrade. So very good. We'll trap this side again just in case more enemies come. I think we're doing just fine. So, you know, a lot of waves from all three sides coming at us. At least it's not the four, right? This is the border. So, you know, no enemies will come through there. And we're going to try to level up the wizard again. So, level 3 wizard with 2 stars. And look at the paladin, he's tanking everyone. Oh my god, bro, we cannot be tanking. You're not a paladin. Look at that's a very scary wave. I need people to help me on this side. We're going to level up the other wizard, yeah, to level 3. So the Berserker can actually do very well against the Megalons as well. The reason why I prefer using a stealth unit instead of the Berserker to kill the Megalons is that, you know, he's a frontline. He can help us a lot with the frontline, a lot more than the Assassin or the Rogue can. So that's the reason why I actually preferred the Rogue or the Berserker to be frontline and the Rogue to be attacking the Megalons. But I guess it really doesn't matter at the end if we can take care of the remaining enemies. I'm going to be leveling up the Berserker to level 3 as well. And we have the music change up a little bit because we have General Novak back for another beating off just player movement. But until we defeat the remaining enemies, it can be very problematic. We don't really want them to be attacking our level 3 wizard. So, you know, we have a few characters dying over here. Thank god that right, everyone is pretty well healed up. I'm gonna, oh god. Right, so that's the jump I was talking about a little bit earlier. Alright, but now he's just alone, so I can do that, and we're just good to go. So we are going to remove. Actually, this is a little bit hard to do. So if you don't remove them in time, he will start to use abilities. So yeah, he's gonna take a little bit of time. So we're gonna get. Oh, I didn't get rid of him. Damn. All right. So remove you. Very good. Oh my god, how hard can I mess this up, right? Makes me an archer. Level up. And level up. And level up. Alright, we have a level 4 archer doing damage. Remember that the General Novak has a low magical defense, so he has no physical armor, so that's why the archer, just look at him doing so many attacks, can help us defeat, you know, General Novak a little bit faster. And I think that's fine. You can't really summon any other unit without dismissing. And I think our formation is fine. I think the archer will eventually take General Novak down, and we will be done with the Helix Outpost in the hard difficulty. You know, a bit sad that Garage did make this a little bit harder to manipulate or to abuse the player movement. But with that, it should be it. And there we go. Another challenge completed. Sure, Archer, get some screen time. I've been not using any Rage Guardians, so sure, you can get to level 5. And a little bit extra screen time, so there we go. Another very laggy transition, but there we go. We have 48 stars now. Very cool. We're getting really close to that 64. And we did another quest, so Helix Outpost. We got more 2 coins, so 22. And we got a new achievement, so we get this one. Treasure Hunter, complete 25 quests. Wow. That's actually really good. We did 25 quests. With that, the Helix Outpost is completed in the hard difficulty in both the story and the challenge map. Next episode, we'll be moving on to Merry Go Round. So we're going back to the clowns. Yes, we're going back to the Fractured Forest area where, you know, this purple forest, and we're going back to the clowns. Yes, we're all very happy about that, right? So for now, this area is completed. Hopefully you did enjoy this episode, and why am I messing up this? I messed up this twice. Last episode and this episode. With that, hopefully you did enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.